Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at Slowpoke and Psyduck Tag Team GX deck, the latest deck from the Unified Minds. It is a 250 HP water Pokemon with Ditch and Splash attack, which says that you can discard any number of supported cards from your hand, and this attack does 40 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So technically, with Misty's Favor, we can easily grab supported cards from our deck and then simply discard them. With the Lapras Mermaid Call, we can simply recycle Misty's Favor back into our hand from the discard pile and reuse it over and over and over again. As long as we have 4 Lapras in play, we can grab 4 Mistys per turn and strike for at least 160, which is a tremendously huge amount of the damage. Other than that, in this deck is also 1 Mew with the bench barrier, so we can prevent that damage down to our bench. 2 copies of the Dean GX, and 1 of each Dragonite with a Hurricane Change and Fast Call, because you can also use Lance as advantage. And once your Pokemon is knocked out, you can search your deck, for example, for Fast Call, Dragonite, and then have option to search your deck for support a card that you need. 13 Pokemons, 38 trainer cards, and also 9 energies. Moving on to the item cards, this deck runs 4 copies of Cherish Ball. With the Cherish Ball, we can search a deck for Slowpoke, Psyduck, and the Dean. 4 copies of Great Potion, so we can heal some damage from our active Pokemon. Theoretically, you can heal up to 200 damage with 4 copies of Great Potion. And then again, 250 HP, not easy to be knocked out as well. 1 Power Plant and 2 Viridian Forests Stadium Decision. And then moving on to the supporter cards. From supporter cards, 4 copies of Bill Analyze, because Bill helps us to look at the 7 cards of our deck, and then we can reveal 2 trainer cards and put it into our hand. 1 Lance that I mentioned earlier, 4 copies of Latent Search Strategy, because why not, especially if we are behind of our opponent in the prize cards. 4 copies of Misty's Favor, which is the key card and key component in this deck. 4 copies of Pokemon Fan Club, so we can search our deck for 2 basic Pokemon and set them on the bench. Very good for the turn 1 setup. In addition to that, Steven Resolve ×4 as well, very good card, especially at the beginning of the game. 2 Tantalizes, so we can use it as our advantage for switch options. 4 copies of Whitney as the main draw support, and 9 energies that I mentioned earlier in the video. So this is the deck list that I'm going to use in today's video. Make sure to hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Also, let me know in the comments below what you think about this interesting deck idea. So, see you in the game. Alright, my friends, so in today's video, I'm playing with Slowbro and Slowpoke Tag Team. What an interesting deck that is. It is such a funny deck to be played. So I have Steven Resolve. I can search my deck for any 3 cards and put them in my hand, and after that my turn will just end. Yeah, you're basically discarding supported cards and you're hitting for 40 for each supported card you discarded in that way. Not the best start in the world, not the worst. At least I have some options available here to go. Energy Attachment. And for now, I guess I can play 1 Viridian Forest. Let's say for the Tensor Strategy, just to see what do we have here and what is prized and what is not prized. I would love to have that Taken Lies available. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna complain too much. As for the turn 1, I have Lapras in play ×2, as well as Slowpoke and Psyduck GX on the bench. So won't be able to retreat because I need to pay 1 retreat cost. However, there's the Cynthia. I can probably use Steven's Resolve as my next turn play. And then I can search my deck for 3 cards and put them in my hand. So probably another one is going to be Slowpoke Psyduck, Tate and Liza, and 2 Misty's Favors. Actually, 1 Misty Favor, 1 Slowpoke, and 1 copy of... So 1 Slowbro, 1 Tate and Liza, and 1 Misty's Favor. But I can't play both of these cards at the same time. So there's a welder. Okay, he passes the turn. Nothing has been played here. I almost made a mistake there. So Steven's Resolve. Let's see. Slowpoke. 1 copy of Misty's Favor, and I think I'm gonna go for maybe 1 Great Potion when I think twice. Obviously, I can even go, yeah, I mean, I'm probably not gonna need it, so what about just having 2 Misty's Favor available? Sounds like a maybe better idea. What I need to do here, I need to retreat. And obviously I can even just pay retreat cost by discarding energy from my hand. Adding 1 on the Lapras, of course. I also have Radiant in play, which means I can search the deck for energy card by throwing 1 card out of my out from my hand. Some Mysterious Treasure for Axew. I didn't see Hexorus for a long time. Obviously, with the Welder, Hexorus can be played. Yeah, my opponent definitely needs another copy of Escape Board if he wants to retreat and use once again Jirachi. I know for sure that he had 1 copy of Rare Candy sitting in his hand, and with that Rare Candy he can go simply with Rare Candy play up to the Hexorus. Energy Attachment to Misty's Favor, 1 Lance, another Misty, and let's go with Tate and Liza for now. So I have to retreat. So I reinstalled my Windows, and that's the reason why I have those messages popping up. So Ditch and Splash, and I'm gonna discard 2 copies of Misty from my hand, and that should be more than enough for the knockout versus Jirachi, so I can take the first prize card in game. Still, this is the long way to go. I still need to take 5 prize cards, which is not easy, but not hard. Technically, everything is possible. Maybe my opponent surprised me here with the 1-hit knockout. I don't think that's gonna happen, but you never know. So, Metal Energy, Radiant Force discarded. In order for that, Fire Energy. Maybe he have it on the Welder. Nope, just a little for 2. If I was my opponent, I would probably not take the energy in my hand. So I can have Lily for 1 extra card. Lord Lily. Very expensive card. At least in the real life, not sure about TCGO. So, grind up. Once during your turn, you might discard any stadium card in play, and if you do that, you can attach up to 3 in any combination of fire energy cards or metal energies, or both of them combined. Powerful X, 10 plus 40 for each basic energy you discarded in this way. So, there is a fire crystal. And we're going to see this Radiant Force discarded, so he can add up to 4 energies. grind up. I think how my opponent will probably concede the game after that, but maybe no, because he can find lands, and with the lands he can put a couple of Hexorus in play. So Hexorus is not that bad card when you think twice. Oh, what a nice top that. Great potion. I guess I can use it for some damage heal. One, two, three, four, five. So I have enough resources here for the knockout, but I don't want to really do that. All right. All right. So I'm gonna have to use my Mermaid Call. Right now I can ditch and splash for 40, 80, 120, 120, 160, correct? So that should be more than enough. I'm discarding 4 supporter cards from my hand and hitting for 160. Moving down to 4 prize cards, but my Slowpoke and Slowbro and Psyduck, excuse me, Tag Team GX only have 90 HP remaining, and luckily for me, my opponent didn't find. Maybe he doesn't play Lance in his deck. But if he don't play Lance in his deck, then that's just mind-blowing thing, because Lance is a very good card. It is probably one of the best supporter cards in the game at this moment, in my opinion. It can be used in any deck, as long as you can attack some Dragonites or maybe any other Pokemons as well. So, Energy Attachment, Retreat on the Mew, and pass. And what I need here, I need basically to play Whitney, so I can find maybe another sorry, energy card, because I really want to retreat, so I can have fresh full HP Slowpoke and Slowbro in the front. Meanwhile, I can put some Mistus Favors back into my hand, and then I can easily discard them back with the effect of my Ditch and Splash attack. So I can hit easily for 80. I should also get rid of that Surge as well. And there's another Whitney. So moving down to 3 prize cards, my opponent can take 3 prize cards if he can swing this Slowpoke and Psyduck GX for more than 90 damage, which is actually only 2 energies on the Hexorus, and then he is definitely back in the game. So far I'm doing the good job. And there's a giant heart, which says that once you engage play a turn, that player might discard a card from their hand. If they do, that player searches their deck for up to 2 fire energy cards, reveals them, and put them in their hand. Then that player shuffles their deck. This is really good card. And another Jirachi from the other side of the field. Into his skateboard. The card that he really wants to see. But it doesn't really matter, because I can swing for another knock next turn. I will try to play another Whitney here, so I can potentially find myself a couple great potions in order to heal some damage from my Slowpoke and Psyduck once it became active Pokemon. But I also have idea on my mind that I should probably put another one on the bench and try to fill some energy to it, because you never know what can happen. Still a wish Okay, and with Fight Song Altaria, Hexorus can also go for base damage 30 instead of 10. And because he also have Dita on the bench, one more Altaria can appear literally from nowhere. So really have to pay attention in every single detail in this game. Alright, so switch. Alright, on Jirachi. Nope, on Akshu, which says that whenever your opponent play an item or support a card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon. I need to be honest here. I'm not quite sure if I can right now deal the damage to my opponent. Literally, I'm not quite sure. So I have to be completely honest with you. I'm gonna need to find that out. I guess I'm not gonna need Mew, so I can grab another Water Energy. Grab to Witness. And hit for the knockout with Ditch and Splash, or maybe not, or maybe yes. Okay, so still this is just a damage. It's not support a card or item card that's making some effect on the Akshu, so if you play 2 custom catchers on it, you won't be able to use it as the effect. So that's the case. And there's another Altaria with a Fight Song. And we might see witness a knockout here. There is a Fire Crystal, so if my opponent have Welder in his hand, he's in a very good spot. Lance would be much better, obviously. Maybe for the next turn, Lance would be much better, but he needs to take the knockout this turn. If my opponent misses the knockout this turn, then obviously the game is over, and that's the GG. So, no Welder, no party, I should say. Still, he can retreat to another Jirachi, use Stellar Wish, hope to find Welder, and then with the Welder, 3 energies plus Hexorus and Switch. 2 of 3 cards needs to be Hexorus and Switch. Or actually just Switch because he have Hexorus available. I have more than enough resources available in order to go for the knockout. There is a grind up. Even if he can have 3 energies available in his hand, that won't be enough. Because he can just use 210. Oh, what? Did I miss something out? 250? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he had 2 Altarias in play. Ooh, well played. I didn't see that. But doesn't even matter, I guess it doesn't, because I can even right now use the Lance. And I can grab the Dragonite, put him on the bench, so I can search my deck for any supporter card that I really want at any specific moment. And yeah, pretty much hit for big damage. So this, and let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 200. Alright, so only 1 prize card left. And my hand is just tremendously huge. Even if my opponent can use effect of Reset Stamp, he won't do too much trouble to me anyways. Because right now I have Dragonite with a fast call on the bench, which says that once during your turn you might search your deck for a supporter card available and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. And with that being said, that's GG. So he managed to find Welder, I should say maybe a turn too late, because right now he's missing another Hexorus for the knockout. And yeah, the best thing he can do, I mean, theoretically, if he had Lance in his deck, like couple turns before in order to set up 2 Hexorus in play, things would be dramatically different for me. Luckily he didn't have it, so I can say that I pretty much win this game without too many problems. But if there was a Hexorus at any specific moment, things would be definitely different. So that is a GG, and that's it for today's video. We're gonna go quickly through our opponent deck list, see amount of the trainer cards. So 4 communications, I would probably assume that there's also 3 mystery treasures, and I'm just wondering if there was no sign of the lance. So lance is the card that you actually need to have in order to play this deck properly, and I would probably even consider taking 1 copy of Dragonite as well as probably the Dean. Maybe not, but maybe I will, who knows. I will definitely try to cover Hexorus in the future videos, so make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know also in the comments below what you think about the deck list. For now, that's it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.